Do it.
And call the meeting to order at 6:32. You're much more decisive than I am. Thank you. All right. Welcome everyone. We have our full council tonight. Welcome, Bev.
Thank you.
We hope to have Vincent come. If not, I have what he showed me a few days ago of the art that he's been working on for the summer passport. So I have like a mock-up of it. We can give him some feedback on if he doesn't make it tonight. Great. Okay, so let's just jump to order. We have some guests. Hello. Do you have things to say or are you just here as support? Go Team Bev. I love it. Welcome. And we do have Elena here as well. Elena Turpin. She's going to give us our committee 101. Elena, would you prefer to be earlier in the agenda? I have you down here just in other business, but we can do earlier if that's easier for you.
Yeah, let's do early. I don't know if you have on your agenda to elect your chair and vice chair, but it's probably a good idea to do the committee 101 prior to that.
Okay. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and do just this top chunk and then we'll jump to you.
Okay. Sounds
okay.
Yep.
Jerry, do you have anything to report?
No, not really. We're still working towards the downtown Estacada Commission being able to the city staff's working on the code to allow them to do all the publicity, not publicity, but get the word out to everybody for all the events that are happening in Estacada. They're still working on the coding for that, so that's not in the city code yet, but they're really excited about taking on that job and getting all the information out as best they can.
Great. I know Hannah has reached out a little bit to ask about events and she's excited to be able to promote more. So that's awesome. All right. Can everyone take a look at our March minutes real quick? I have already read it. I would move to approve.
A second.
All right. Everyone in favor?
All right.
Aye. Getting better at this, guys. And I don't think we have too much of changes on our financial statements. If anything at all, have we? I don't think we have anything that's different on our financial statements.
I think
Sandwich boards.
sandwich boards.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
only new expense, which we talked about last month. So
Yes. Great. All right. Well, I have a boatload of correspondence to get through, but it mostly falls under things that have to do with Arts at the Creek. I think we've had some email correspondence with the Downtown Commission. They're doing those door hangers again this year. So I'm trying to get a couple of our things on there. Really, we have the chalk workshop, which we need to figure out if that's going to happen with the parade or not. That's coordinating with them. And then Arts at the Creek it's mostly for the rest of the year. And I think we talked about NaNoWriMo. So I think that's the extent of the non-Arts at the Creek related.
That's not this summer though, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was like, I'm not in that summer.
No.
Okay,
You know you're slated for July. No.
Okay, cool.
Our summer events are really just the chalk workshop, the chalk walk, which we're going to try to get wording on the door hanger that will summarize that well, and then Arts at the Creek. And then we're all going to breathe in August. So then the rest of the correspondence I'll get to when we do the Arts at the Creek. We have a lot of stuff for Arts at the Creek coming up. So hello, Vince. Nice to see you. Awesome. So Elena, would you like to go ahead and jump in for our committee 101?
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, I'll go through this, and if you have any questions, go ahead and stop me because I can't see you while I'm presenting, and so I won't know if you have questions. So just yell. The city council is the legislative and policy-making body of the city. And so all boards are appointed by council authority and only have the functions that are delegated by council. And the functions delegated by council are in the city code. Your board cannot expend funds or obligate the city for payment without prior approval. That prior approval comes when you submit your budget, which you'll do this month. You have a council liaison, and you prepare an annual work plan to be submitted to council too. You'll report quarterly to council on your activities, and you should elect a chair and vice chair from your membership at the first meeting of the term, which is this meeting for you. This is the code as it relates specifically to your committee. I'm not going to read the whole thing. If you want me to email this to you, I can, but it's listed in our code for the Arts Commission.
If you could email that to, at least to our Arts Commission email, that would be great to just have on our,
Yeah.
in
no
our
problem.
files.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just some general expectations,
drive
read the
already.
packet, arrive on time. If you're going to be absent, notify your staff. And if you no longer have capacity for the board, resign so somebody else can serve. Roles and responsibilities. So you should elect a chair and vice chair or co-chairs, does not matter either way, at your first meeting in April, which is when the new term starts for new members. Your chair presides over meeting and is responsible for communication with the city council and the staff liaison. So you'll work with staff prior to the meeting to help determine an agenda and get the packet ready. You'll work to keep the committee on track to complete your goals and projects and run the meeting, keeping it on agenda and managing the interactions with the public. And the vice chair takes on these duties if the chair is absent. Here is your suggested annual timeline. Now, except for the meetings in April, the rest of these are kind of a suggestion of when to do them. So in January, start your project planning. So your project planning should run through the fiscal year. So from July 1st through June 31st. And then use that project work plan to help develop your budget in February. And then March, you'll review the draft work plan and budget. And you'll also review any new applicants for your board at this meeting to make a recommendation for council. And then in April, at the second council meeting, you will be presenting your project plan and your budget to the city council, and you'll be receiving this training from me. In November or December, it's a great idea to do a year-end review, just to take a look at your projects, your programs, your events, see what was useful, what wasn't. You could also do this right after each program or event. Totally up to you. Your staff support person is Alex. She is responsible for managing your AV equipment, helping create and post the meeting agenda and packet. She may assist with creating minutes or doing background research, but any specific tasks to be assigned to her should be assigned through her superior and is only available based on budget and capacity. So all committees and commissions are advisory boards. They're considered public bodies under state law, and as a result, you have to comply with open meeting laws. So we have to provide notice for all meetings. All meetings must be open to the public, which includes a virtual option for attendance, which was added during COVID and continues to be a requirement. And then minutes must be created for each meeting. A quorum equals a majority of members. And a meeting is defined as any time there is a quorum of members who deliberate on board issues. This is true in social settings or digital communications. So you want to be careful when you're, say, emailing that you don't reply all, because that can constitute a public meeting. Or if you guys, all attend a event downtown, you can't talk about board issues. Totally go hang out with each other, but don't talk about anything that would come before the board except for at a board meeting. And if you don't have a quorum for a scheduled meeting, you have to reschedule that meeting. You can't make decisions without a quorum. If you're carrying out business decided at a public meeting, such as planning an event, you can select a work group. This work group cannot have a quorum of committee members, but that's a great way to draw in additional volunteers to help with your work. And maybe they'll serve on the board at a later date. All meetings, except for emergencies, should have at least 72 hours notice. Meetings are broadcast via Zoom and recorded, and be careful with emails and other communications, again, because that could be considered a public meeting. So public records is any writing in any form as it relates to the business of the board. This includes emails, text messages, social media posts, even if it's on your personal device, your personal email, or your personal social media accounts. It's a good idea. We have set up an email account for you, and there is also a Facebook page for each committee, mostly each committee. So if you have anything that you were looking to promote or discuss, then have it go through those official channels so that you don't end up at a later date having to have a public records request for your personal email or your personal Facebook page. So committee members, you're considered public officials. You have to act in accordance with Oregon's ethics laws, which prohibits you from gaining financially or preventing a financial loss. So if there's something that's going to be on your agenda that you or a family member or your business has the potential to gain financially or cause you to lose money financially, you have to declare a conflict of interest. So there's potential conflicts and actual conflicts. And this scenarios here are kind of land use related, but it could apply to things that you guys would deal with too, such as hiring a graphic designer. But here in these scenarios, a potential conflict is something that could be a financial benefit, but isn't necessarily right now a financial benefit. So in this example, you own a property that may be impacted by a change in zoning regulations. The property's not for sale. You're not looking to develop it. And that is a potential conflict of interest. You have to announce that publicly before any discussion, but you can still participate in discussion, debate, and voting. However, an actual conflict would be you own that property and it's by changing the zoning regulations, it would increase the value and the property's for sale. So at that point, you have to announce it publicly for any discussion, before any discussion, and abstain from any discussion, debate, or vote. So when we discuss conflict of interest, it always relies on, is it going to have a financial impact? You are appointed to represent the public. Keep this in mind when you have discussions with your fellow members, because each member brings an important point of view, and many points of view produce good policies. You should have printed before you a code of conduct. You will need to read that, sign it, and return it back to staff. I kind of think it's a lot of common sense stuff like treating people civilly, avoiding personal comments, and just remember that the public views you as representatives of the city. And so you should be aware of this outside of meetings and on social media, because whether that's good or bad, that's how the public views you. And that is the end of my presentation. Ooh.
That was exciting.
So, I just want to put out there to everybody that this is not in is not in lieu or because of anything that has recently happened. This is an annual thing that is going to be happening every year. This Committee 101 is, from what I understand, this is not in regards to anything that has recently happened.
Yep, we did this last year. I think
I
some of
remember
you were on the committee last year, and we
did
went
for
through
that
the pretty much the same PowerPoint then. Is there any questions, concerns?
Everybody's signing their lives away. I think you're good. Thank you, Alina. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good evening, and I hope the rest of your meeting goes well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Remembering there's also some correspondence with her that I need to report on, but that's also under the Arts of the Creek umbrella. All
So
right, well, let's,
I know it's not on your agenda, and I think that you guys might have done it last meeting, but if you haven't, this would be the time to do your to nominate your chair and vice chair or co-chair, however that works.
we voted on that at the planning meeting for me to be chair, but we don't have a vice chair. So does anybody want to dive in to be my second? I promise you only have to do stuff if I'm not here. She's already my emotional co-chair, so.
In the olden times, the secretary was de facto vice chair. I'm not saying if someone else wants to jump up and be that. I'm saying I don't mind if everyone
and I
else
think-
is sitting on their hands.
I think it's fine to say that we could make that appointment now without being like the vice chair is not going to be taking on a bunch of additional responsibility because we've all kind of got our lanes right now.
Mhm.
So
Jean,
I would
are
say
you
that.
comfortable with that?
As long as the specification is no extra stuff, then yeah.
pinky promise.
Pinky promise.
Pinky promise.
Okay.
All right, I nominate Jean to be vice chair.
I second that.
All right, all in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Thanks.
The pinky promise was recorded and on the record.
Great.
All
I'll
right.
put it in the,
All right, well, I got the de facto update from my other half who went to PICU, but would you guys like to report on our PICU? It sounds like it went great.
Dave, you go, you ran it, so
Oh,
you can start.
I just benefited from all of your work. You had it all really well organized and it was a treat. And thanks to the committee members and their families who showed up, we had 12 people there. And every one of us, and I was 13, I was number 13. I'm lucky 13. Every one of us wrote at least one haiku and had at least one piece of pie. So I think that's a successful result. And I had a great time. It was a lot of fun for me. So I
All the
hope-
feedback I heard from everyone there was that it was fun, it was better attended, even though it was mostly people on the committee and or commission and their families, and then we had one extra family, but the room felt full, it felt lively. Yeah, it was nice, it was good, great pie, again, Riley Tenbush.
yeah, I want to give a shout out to Riley's pecan pie.
I was gonna say, I have a note, I have a haiku from Jean for Riley, which I will drop off along with your pie tins at some point.
I love it.
But yeah, no, it went great. Did anyone find the haikus afterwards?
No, but I was gonna ask.
Oh, I have a whole stack of paper and I probably have them.
Okay, when we were all packing up together and trying to
Yeah.
get out, and there was just stuff everywhere,
Yeah.
and I had them at one point, and then I didn't have them.
I think my
And then we
cat's
thought
been
maybe
sleeping
Dave
in
had them, and now Gina's saying maybe she has them.
My
if
sweet husband
not-
is attached to his haikus. If you find them, he would love to have them back.
I
If
picked
not,
up a few pieces of paper, but all I got was a couple drawings.
I'm almost positive I have
Yeah,
them.
that was-
I'll
I'm
check, yeah.
pretty positive I put
I
them
have
down in
the
that
ones
back
that I did,
room
yeah.
where you
So
hit
mine
the
are
big
expensive.
button to lock the door.
Is it possible
Never-
to just pop in and look?
Team-based.
Oh, I mean, we can ask.
No, but if we can talk about it after. And I'd like to say that when we're recalling these events, the numbers are gonna be important for our grants. And so I'm trying to keep them, I have a spreadsheet for that. So please let me know, 12, I'm like trying to make it
I'm
easier.
trying to put
We
them in
often
the-
have to go back into the minutes and find things,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
great, but if I keep it on one place, it just makes for life easier later. So
So yeah, Dave says
Yeah,
13.
13
then-
counting me.
13, all right.
That's
awesome.
the thing I can do as vice chair is do a spreadsheet. I'm very good at a spreadsheet.
Awesome.
I can totally do that.
Okay, it's really simple. I just have like
Like a
attendance and have
well-oiled
everything.
Well,
machine.
since I'm typing the minutes, it makes sense to just open that up.
love
and
it.
plop in.
So I have one more thing. I wanted to give a big shout out to Harvest Market, who outside of Riley Tenbush, who made 3 pies. Harvest Market donated 4 or 5. They were wonderful to work with, easy, nice. It was Dan there, I think.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to him and I was saying, if we want to do something like this again, where we might have a donation, let's wait to make the flyer up until after we get a yes or no on the donation, because I would have loved to have had pies donated by our own local Estacada Harvest Market on the flyer.
Totally.
Because that was something I gave him, when we were talking about it, and I was like, oh, right, thanks, like, sorry. And I was like, I can handwrite it on some of the, and he's, don't worry about it, but
Well, they were thanked on
No.
Facebook. That's something, but
that's,
yes.
and at the thing,
Yeah.
I, made sure everyone there knew that where they're from, but yeah, it would have been nice to have one. And it,
For sure.
we were just in such a rush to get him out because that has been an issue. It was like, oh, now we only have 4 days left until we flyer the town. But then that didn't work out anyway, so we might as well just wait till our ducks are in a row next time.
Sounds great. All right, we have a couple things coming up. I went to the Parks and Rec meeting last week to talk to them about art in the park. It's a little bit of a strange meeting. There were only 4 people there and 2 of them were like, that was their final meeting. So really it's Vincent and Stephen. And I think they have some new people coming, but none of them were there. So anyway, just that's out there. We decided as a group to do it's gonna be on May 5th from 2 to 4. So Cinco de Mayo, Sunday, trying to do the 2 to 4. So it's after church and people's Sunday morning things. Maddie helped make up the flyer. Taryn did the post. I made a Google form for it. It just went out 2 days ago. So if you can, it's on our Facebook page and the Parks and Rec Facebook page. There's a Facebook event. If you guys can, like it, interested, what do you do? Going, share it with people, motivate some children to make some fun stuff. So Bev, we're co-sponsoring it this year. But it's basically a small event at Wade Creek Park where children sell their arts and crafts.
Okay.
And then we will have a booth/table there where we will do some sort of art activity. Like an interactive thing. In the past, we've done button making. We've also put out just paint and big tables. What did we do? Like a table covered in paper last year. And kids were just painting with textured rollers. Yeah. Like something for the small children. So that's the plan for May 5th. That being said, we don't have anyone on board who's there to run the art activity yet. We were kind of waiting for the date to see if anybody would be up for it. Can I toss that to all of you to see if anybody would want to be there? It's only 2 hours. Setup's really brief. It's not a huge commitment.
We have a derby bout that day, so I can't do it.
I can do it.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, my kids would definitely be into that as well.
Do
So-
you want to come and to help man the booth for a short time?
Yeah.
Part of that?
And you said it's only 2 hours total?
Yeah, it's 2 to 4.
That's no problem.
And I mean, I'll try to, Vincent will be there setting up
Parks Vincent.
Parks Vincent,
not
sorry.
Arts
That's what
Vincent.
I think about you as Vince
Vince,
and he's Vincent.
got you.
Is there a difference? I think about you in my head as Vince, not Vincent.
Do you
Okay,
know
so
where
Vincent,
High Creek Park is?
Parks, Vincent will be there setting up the tents
You
and
know,
things. They're gonna bring us a
It's
tent.
the one that.
So
is,
all we'll do is bring a
next to the
table in the
library.
activity. And I'm happy to
That's
be
how
there to
it's
help, but
parked.
I don't know if I'll be able to stay the whole time. So that would be helpful.
I can show.
Do we
up for
always
that
have,
too.
already have the craft plan?
Yeah, that'd be great.
No, I wanted to put it out there. We had previously borrowed button making things from the library. And I'm kind of curious if you guys would be okay with us purchasing a button machine for the Arts Commission to have at all of these events. They're only $100 and we could just button make all the time. It was a huge hit. It's super easy. It's a really easy thing to show up and have at an information booth and making buttons. And I'm wondering if you guys would be okay with that, purchasing that for the commission.
Yeah,
It's about, the one I found was about $100.
buttons are great promotional things too. If
Mhm.
we wanted to do.
I
like,
made up on
Arts at the Creek with the date on it buttons.
and that's what I did.
before,
I made special art in the park ones. So there's annual ones. There are kids that came the year before when Nicole did it. And then I made, some were just had little dinosaurs, some were empty so they could do them themselves. I just think it's an easy thing if we're going to try to show up at lots of these events. It's an easy go-to thing to have that people are
Activity.
super pumped about.
Yeah.
So is it a,
Also the paint spinning art. We have all of those cool colanders.
yeah,
So that's an option too.
that's really cool too. The only thing about that is I wonder how easy it is for kids to paint something and then take a wet paint thing home with them.
Yeah, well, that was our problem with the rocks with the rock painting is we had to leave all our rocks there because I was like, I ain't taking those in my car.
Mhm.
We had a clay booth one time and it was like, okay, I guess we're gonna wait here for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, so- and the mural painting was fun because it was just like, we'd put like a big table on its side and just covered it with paint. So it's like you could have fun and then just walk away. We just
Yeah.
Mhm.
Put new paper on it, whatever. So should we do the same as last year? Just like button making and
I like the
Painting?
buttons and the art table. I'm not gonna be able to help with it though, so maybe.
Bev, Mike, does that
Yeah,
sound
it's you
doable
two.
for us?
Mhm.
Okay, so we're all okay if I purchase a button making? Alex purchases a button.
And to
making?
pick up the supplies and stuff, we can talk about that offline.
Yep, and like I said, I will be here. I'm happy to come and help set up and be there. I just don't want to be alone. So I will be there as well. It's the three of us. Then if somebody needs to leave or you can go with your kids and come back, it can be
Yeah.
a little bit more flexible if all three of us are
The
there.
team effort is always appreciated.
Yes, sure is. Okay, great. And then the collage workshop is coming up soon
Yeah, I have news on my phone. Hold on.
from Chelsea.
From Chelsea. Yep. I said, hey, Chelsea, I was supposed to ask you what you need. And she said, oh, that box of stuff from the last time. And,
She gave it all away.
okay,
No.
well, I was gonna,
The cutting boards. and
did
stuff?
you, so you gave away all the cutting boards and all?
She gave them all
gave
away.
the-
She
okay.
announced to everybody that they got to take them home.
Cool. So we need then cutting boards and glue sticks, X-Actos, scissors, crayons and pens. I probably can just bring that kind of stuff. I have a bunch of
We do
cardstock.
want, I know we
but-
want to purchase the cutting boards and X-Acto knives
Right.
and scissors.
Right,
for sure.
okay, so that's probably our purchase list. I can do that.
You don't purchase it yourself. Now we send it to Alex.
Okay, so Alex, what do I need to actually send you? Do I send you like an Amazon list? I'm like, this is my things that. Okay, cool.
And we were thinking for about 15 people.
Email Alex.
So like
supplies.
enough supplies for about 15 people.
Cool. And so, I guess the big question is, do you have a box of papers and magazines?
We sure
Yes.
do.
That-
I have the
That-
box that
great.
she's talking
I
about.
have
Great.
an
We
additional
also
box.
have some punches
Great.
and some other cool stuff. So yeah.
Cool.
And I can bring my like texture scissors, like the edging scissors
Great.
for my classroom. We are, we have no shortage of.
I mean,
that kind
I
of stuff.
figured I probably could just pull out like washi tape and
Yeah,
stickers and stuff that's at my house and get rid of it. So,
great.
You mean donate it?
yes. I mean, donate
To the
it. Yes,
community.
thank you. Donate to
And then
the
I have a question
community.
about the, like previously we had like some snacks and bottled water, but that's like not something we really purchased online. I would just go to like grocery outlet to buy some stuff. How does that work now? Does it have to be?
And I
Okay.
have bottled water from the Paiku. I still have that big thing of
And the
stuff that I
box
took
of-
it and
okay.
yeah,
Okay, so I'll try to get that box for me between now and then.
okay.
Okay.
It's just in our living room, so.
So can I write down then, Jesse, that you can coordinate snacks and I'll coordinate supplies?
Well, Alex said she'd coordinate snacks.
Well, I mean,
coordinate
she but she still
asking.
needs a list.
Yeah,
right?
like what to get. Okay, yeah, I can do snacks.
Cool.
Do we
And
have-
Deborah, do you have the box of things at the library?
Mhm.
Can I just meet you at the library one day and pick it up?
Yep.
Great.
And I will bring a box of stuff too. I'm happy, I can come and drop stuff off for that and we'll help you set up tables and stuff.
And the next meeting's on the 1st anyway, so we do have one more
Hmm.
point of contact before.
We just
Cool.
gotta make sure the materials get ordered.
Yeah.
Got you.
All right. Anything else you need to? We'll get that.
I don't think so.
I need to ask Maddie. We were just gonna, I told her we should just kind of use the flyer from last year and just update it. Does that seem fine? We don't need to remake the wheel every year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's fine.
For
So
what,
she'll
the
edit-
collage?
For the collage. So she'll edit that and then she might have already done it. I'll have to dive in.
Although, did she do an actual collage last year or
Mhm.
was that the year that we did the blackout
Oh,
poetry?
no, we did a collage.
Okay, all right.
We also did blackout poetry.
Yeah,
We did both.
okay.
Because blackout poetry was like in August and then collage was.
Oh, there were two separate ones. Okay.
And collage was a really popular one, so I'm gonna have to put something on the flyer, like the first 15 people. Because it was a really popular one. There were a
Cool.
lot of people there last time. So I will get that from Maddie. And what do you guys think is a good, when do we post it? knowing that some Arts at the Creek stuff is coming, we want to put it out soon, but not too soon. What are your thoughts about that?
For the collage,
Mhm.
I would do a month, so April 9th.
You think a month in advance isn't too?
No, you can start, because it'll be you put it out there on the 9th, and then, after a week, then you
I'm
repost
thinking
it,
about
you
like, I
comment,
really
you,
need to get Arts
share
at the
it.
Creek stuff out, which is gonna have to come out on the 9th or the 10th. And I don't want to drown them in,
of this month. Oh. Well,
Drown them.
drown them.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I guess if there's a lot of action on the page, it'll pop up on people's things.
yeah.
Okay. I won't worry
yeah,
about it.
and they're
Okay.
two separate. Are you gonna make an event page for each one?
Yeah,
Then yeah, there'll be two.
yeah.
Yeah, someone
Okay.
might see multiple things, but
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
oh, that
so-
might be a good idea to pin the collage workshop until May 9th, and then pin Arts at the Creek.
Okay, yeah, Arts at the Creek is like vendor stuff that needs to go out, so. Okay, so I'll get that to you, either tomorrow or Monday. So we can get that post out. Okay. Vince, it's your moment. Summer passport. You want to share what you have?
Yeah, I got a pretty crude drawing of it. Yes. Are you talking to Mike?
And should we say too, we should, I'm not sure if you were part of this conversation, Bev, about our summer passport. So if you guys want to look at what will be on the back of it, it's that third page. It's like family friendly events and all of that. You're nodding, so I'm gonna let.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm tracking.
okay. Got it.
All right.
Don't want
How
to
we-
make sure I'm not.
I-
bluffing.
I got a pretty crude drawing of it. I haven't really done any fine detail. I'm just trying to represent Estacada. Am I echoing it? Represent Estacada and all the kind of I would say like recreation areas for the most part, and kind of expand on it. And then people that are going to donate, I would put in detail like in the town, kind of to represent kind of more of a cartoony style, I guess. But I don't know if people want to check out the
Yeah.
little.
So when we talked about it,
Drawing
he had
of
said
it.
he was kind of trying to figure out scale and being able to show like downtown and uptown
Yeah,
and also
try
the
to like
parks.
make Estacada look big and make Sandy look small. That's the kind of the idea, because then they could do their thing on,
Yeah.
in their way if they whatever, but yeah, just kind of represent it in kind of a happy, uplifting way, and try to, I don't know, kind of just make it simple and just kind of get rid of like the gross stuff. I should
Like
say.
kind of grid it out.
Yeah, I'm not
and,
gonna put yeah,
like,
yes. And
So
then,
cool,
you know,
it's really cool.
I didn't want to put a lot of detail into it yet, because like it kind of wastes a lot of time. People that are gonna donate, I know we already have some people that are donated to, but.
Well, we talked about doing things like making the little logger, like the one that's out here, like a bigger character to sort of show that area and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I would,
Like magnify some certain things.
yeah, make it like three times scale, 5 times scale, something like that. So
Yeah.
just like Mount Hood right there, like you could see Estacada is like 10 times scale what it would be compared to Mount Hood.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mount Hood's right there.
We're like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whenever you
Say
have
the
people coming to
mountain
town, they're like,
already.
what, where's Mount Hood? It's like, it's massive, but we
You
can
can
do that
see
on the
it.
drawing, so.
I think
um,
it's beautiful. It's
and
hard
then-
to show uptown and
Yeah,
downtown.
and I could, after we get like,
Cool.
that's just the first draft, just kind of to show scale of what I want to
Yeah.
do in my vision of it. And then after I get more detail, then we can bring it to the library and scan it in, and then we can put it into Photoshop and, contract Maddie to add little stuff to it or
As long as you
whatever.
got grannies on here, you're good.
For the kids, That's the
So,
first thing.
The only
We need to
question,
get some donation money from them first.
the only question I have is about the aspect ratio, because right now it's what, like 10 by 14-ish. Which it's a different shape than a piece of paper, so just, I mean,
We would just.
we are
have to-
thinking about a piece of paper though, right? Like
Yeah,
folded,
8.5 by
okay,
11.
cool.
Yeah, for sure.
This
Just
would
to
be kind of
scale
like
it.
a cover for the passport, and then
So it will go on
they
the
stamp things
The back
inside
one
it.
or-
side will
yeah.
have this and that other side will have that.
Yeah, that's what I
Yep.
thought. So you can fold it out. Okay.
Cool beans.
Just wanted to clarify that.
And just kind of have a, you know, like a key to it, just to
Yeah.
represent,
Mhm.
probably put something in the corner of it, but
I think it
Um,
looks.
yeah,
great.
it'd
So
be
cool.
fun,
Mhm.
you know. Just try to do a little uplifting thing, you know, we already have so many cloudy days and stuff, so I'm like, I'm not gonna put any clouds in there.
Blue is
Blue
sky.
sky only.
Yeah, this is summer projects.
Yeah,
Love it.
Thanks, guys.
I think that looks great. And I think if we can, put like trying to have it sort of finished-ish by like mid to end of May. Does that work okay for you? We want to have a, I'm working on it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, to put the sponsorships around or on it.
Like some foot traffic and, you know.
Yeah.
Go talk grannies in.
Get grannies. They want to be on that map.
Put grannies on the map.
And don't forget, yeah, there's.
So I think if we can, well, that's, we're trying to have a carrot, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be shiny, then
Yeah.
you give us some shiny. Yeah. And then, so my thought is if we can get it sort of finalized, have like final approval from us that first week of June, then we can get it printed to hopefully have in hands of families before they leave first or before schools are out. You know, so like it would go out mid-June theoretically. And do you guys want to take a look at this little grid and just throw some ideas at me? Cause I was just like, I don't know. We talked about some of this stuff. And again, Timberfest, I need to hear back from them. I emailed, but haven't heard back from, the art back people about whether or not we could just do a QR code for the mural walk. I know they have it out here. I'm not sure who like technically owns that QR code. I emailed Jordan and the art back and I haven't heard back. But theoretically, that would be great to just have like go for a mural walk and just be able to read the QR code right there.
I would definitely put in something on the river, go paddleboarding, go swimming, go to the dock, go fishing. Yeah,
Yeah, and maybe the Clackamas River Outfitters might want a little
there you go.
publicity. You know, they actually have a little setup down on both sides of the river.
Yeah.
At Timber or whatever, and at Macabre.
So
Would someone maybe want to volunteer going to talk to them and see if they would want to contribute and have their stuff on it?
Jerry?
I mean, if you guys need me to, I
No.
will.
No. Do you know anybody down there as a point of contact though? Like the owner?
Yeah, Tanley Spencer and Luke Spencer are the owners. They're amazing people. Changed my life last summer, helped change my life last summer. So,
well, you sound like someone who should definitely go and let them know
I
how
mean,
life
I
changing.
could,
No,
I have
I
no
was
problem
just-
with it.
That'd be
mean-
amazing. We could put something fun on the Clackamas River.
And
then-
the fundraising letter that I have includes, it's sort of asking for donations for the Arts Commission. And then as a carrot, one of our donation levels is putting your promotional material on this. So I want to be clear that we want to make sure that if we're putting a specific business on there, that is part of our like promotional level. Which would be, I mean, we have it as a higher thing. We just want to make sure that we're honoring those businesses.
Do you
that are
have
promoted.
a paper flyer that says that or whatever? Because I could drop it off with Jerry when I drop off the pie tins.
Yeah, I'm happy to send, I have a whole stack of them.
Okay.
But do you guys
Would
have
you
any
be
other-
willing to do that?
I'll have to check with Sadie and Melanie to see if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
well,
good thinking.
we can, I was more just trying to glean information about who your contacts were down there. We don't need you to do any footwork on.
But
our
we can add them
commissions
to our
now.
people to ask
Right.
for Arts at the Creek fundraising, so.
Yeah, Luke and
Um,
Tanley are amazing, and they love being involved with the city. So anything that you know, if you go to them, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to listen and entertain whatever you guys have.
Awesome.
What is that?
Um,
number to be published on?
I mean, I added it as a carrot on the back of here as being like it's like the $1,000 to be also on this, but that's for like, we're trying to get people to give a lot for Arts at the Creek.
Right.
But do you guys have any other ideas for these little squares that aren't, I don't want this to be full of businesses because it's not just about promoting business. This is about like family friendly events.
Summer reading program.
Oh, yeah, summer reading program. Awesome. Sorry, Dave.
The park is a series. We could repeat that.
I
Go
think
to
they could
two.
probably be listed on one square as like the dates that they'll have it. I think they have like 5
Okay.
of them.
Hmm. Okay.
That's gonna be a little bit more like family friendly this year too, because they're gonna be doing it Sunday afternoons,
And not Wednesdays?
not Wednesdays.
Wow,
No,
okay.
they're gonna do Sunday afternoons from like, I can't remember if it's like 2 to 4 or.
Yeah, I think it was to
Sunday.
get more people not be in the hottest, most insane part of the day, not be there when kids are supposed to be going to bed, even though it's summer. Some of the kids are, still on those early schedules and can't be
Yeah.
out till 9 on a
So
weekday
summer
if
reading-
parents want to keep their sanity.
Summer reading program at the library.
What about, there's another, no, are
What
they
about, like make ice cream or something?
eat ice? Yeah, or like have an ice cream, have a frozen yogurt.
Have a
That's
frozen
what Deborah
treat?
said, like, treats. It's like frozen treat.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They help us out a
usually-
lot.
Yeah, they
they do.
donate a lot, so
Well,
they
we
might
could-
be willing to do.
We
something.
could also, we had talked about hitting them up and maybe having them throw something in, like, what would be like a prize for turning this in.
Mhm.
So we can talk to them about that.
And
too.
have a summer treat could be boba too. It could
Mhm.
be the ice cream truck guy, like,
I'm saying, we don't, yeah,
Yeah,
that could be. kind
and
of-
that's why I was saying like fun on the river. That's just
Yeah.
anything. That's swimming. We own our own paddle boards. We
Yeah.
don't need to,
Yeah.
but, or even just going down to the dock. Oh, is there
Any
something
other-
with any
Jumping off the
animals?
culvert.
Huh?
What about like a craft
See
or
the ducks
something?
down at the Wade Creek? Or do we
We
have
also
ducks
have
in
out,
the
Not
out
city?
to
really.
pasture, animal sanctuary.
But they don't really do.
See some
visits.
farm animals?
Are they
Oh, it's-
open to the
Well,
public?
And Olga's gonna do another open to the public fundraiser, family friendly. Kismet is the name of her animal sanctuary. She's working hand in hand with Out to Pasture.
What about visit a farm? Cause there's Philip Foster Farm, there's
Whatever.
lots of
happens-
kids that live
Mhm.
here, have their own farms. Like
There's
my
the
kid too.
Lavender Festival
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Eagle Creek.
Ooh.
whatever
nice.
happened to.
Or what about Foster Farm or Philip Foster Farm too?
Phil Foster's a great idea. They have a bunch of stuff all season long. In fact, we could probably get, promote their calendar.
Well, I need to bug them to see if
They're
they'll
like
do
in,
for us anyway.
Mulching with the Anderleys.
Seriously.
See Mike riding
Oh my
his
God.
tractor
Tractor.
home
Oh, my,
down Springwater.
my
Wait for the
tractor's in tough
tractor.
shape right now.
So a couple of these people you can reach out to, and this part's really easy to be kind of a more last minute thing. So let's just keep thinking of ideas. Any summer events you hear about, write them down.
Do you guys
Give us an
remember
info.
the farm visitation weekend thing like 3 years ago, 4 years ago? And it was like Sister Moon and Laurel Hedge, and then there was this amazing property up on Springwater that had the giant chessboard or
Are you talking
whatever.
about the garden tour?
Yeah,
They stopped doing that.
That was
It was, there was like an Estacada gardening group and I don't know if they are just lower attendance, but it
Right.
was hosted by the
like it
owner
was
of Wade Creek.
pre-COVID,
Um,
right?
Well, I think that they've done it since COVID started because most of it's outside. It was just like get the armband. But you could ask Wade Creek because I think whoever owns that was.
Oh, what about, I wonder if Wade Creek would be more amenable to my Arts at the Creek asks and conversation if we put their vintage fair.
Oh yeah, the vintage fair. That would be fun.
we want to make this promoting people's things, but I don't want it to be all about promoting people's businesses.
What about the
Well,
farmer's
visit a
market?
farm works because
Yeah.
there's lots of farms.
Market.
But it could also be like visit a farm and then underneath like name a couple
Here,
things.
yeah, here's
could be
our
like
suggestion,
Frozen
but.
treat.
yeah.
Here are a couple places in town
Yeah.
you could do that.
Mhm.
And,
Like, we
and,
can fit
and,
a lot in a
and
little
a kid
square.
whose family can't afford to take them, to a different farm could like easily like have friends that have chickens and pigs and goats. So
Well, that's why I kind of
that
want to make it like
counts,
to really like keep it
Have a frozen treat,
equitable.
it's a
It should be
popsicle at
mostly
home.
free things.
Yeah,
As
absolutely.
much as possible.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, so let's keep chatting about that. I don't want this to take up too much time because it's, like I said, that part of it can still be forming.
Cool.
Let's jump. We did
So-
Elena already.
Say frozen treat.
If everyone, Deborah and I have been working on the work plan and the budget. They're pretty finalized, but if everyone could just take a look at it, felt like something that we should all make sure we had eyes on before we.
I had a question, from on the minutes, we were gonna pay Madeline some money
Oh, we don't have that in our budget.
and that is not reflected in the budget. So would graphic design stuff, would that come out of our administration budget or would that be a separate?
My understanding was the administration, the clarification that I got about administration was mostly things that City Hall could provide.
Okay, so
Not
that would need to
something
be a separate line item on here then.
Mhm. So yeah, let's add that in, just $100 for graphic design.
Okay.
So then where's
So
that?
that could come out of like the creed. What were you gonna say, Jean?
Oh, I was just trying to match the expenses to income and I was wondering where it would go into income, but I think the question that I have, this layout's very different from the way we used to prepare this. So looking at this, I'm wondering what we're actually asking the city for.
Nothing.
Really?
Yes.
Is
The
that,
idea is that you will generate income to provide for your event.
Including the administrative budget, because that's different from how it's been in the past.
So that is only, it's included in your budget, but it gets taken out like in the budget book. So like,
so
Oh,
can
so,
we request money?
So this
or-
could be
Oh,
2,500 less.
okay.
so I should
Okay.
put under proposed income. Shouldn't I have administration and art for City Hall as confirmed income from the city?
technically, yes.
Instead of expenses.
Because it's not, you don't need to necessarily fundraise for.
Okay,
Or it could just be
I
a
mean-
separate thing that's like a different budget line items covered by City Hall or something, or by city.
But there is a baseline infusion of $2,500 a year to
Yes,
the.
but it's like.
But that's-
for supplies.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
for like when we need to print stuff and when we need letters, it's stuff
Yeah.
that comes from them. We don't just get to use that $2,500 for snacks or art supplies or whatever.
Okay.
So we
So-
really have to raise all of our own money.
Yeah.
I feel like I was-
Is there a reason,
with that.
is there a reason why the art for City Hall is 700 instead of 750?
That's just what they have told us and what it has
Oh.
been in the budget for the last 2 years.
Okay. It was 750 before, but that's,
They just told us that. so I
Cool.
don't know what-
Shaving it, man.
I'm just, I know how much that one costs. I know how much that one costs. So that's,
That's just
I'm
what
just
they
curious.
told us.
That's fine. Just wondering. I'm
Um,
glad that they're still giving us money for it. So no shade.
Yeah. And then the work plan is really just a outline of all the things that we've talked about. Up through December. We will note that our next work plan will cover the entire fiscal year. We do not have plans for January through June of next year. So that's just not gonna be in our work plan. It hasn't been previously, so it is, it's all we got. We can we can add more to it in September when we look forward into the next year, but we don't
Yeah,
plan that
you
far
can
ahead.
Put like workshops quarterly in the winter, of course, you're not gonna put anything specific.
Okay, yeah. So does that look okay to everybody? It's relatively straightforward. With that one edit to the couple tiny little edits to that part, does the work plan pass muster with everybody?
Yeah. Do we have to
That's
vote
what-
on it or no?
No, it's not an official thing.
Okay.
We could have just sent it in. It just felt right to bring it to everybody.
Thanks.
I need oversight on myself.
It's what we came up with at that work.
Yes.
Work
Yeah, it's just,
meeting, right?
it's everything we've
And
talked about just in a
Yeah.
box.
Just in boxes,
Just in
so.
boxes. Yeah, it's no new information. I didn't add anything. The one piece that I put was about the Estacada Christmas tree lighting. I don't want to talk about that tonight. 'cause
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of time,
I saw
but,
that.
we will get to what that December event will look like.
I don't see any expenses or costs or income for the passport project. Is that,
That will be really under administration because it's just printing,
oh, okay.
right?
I
I
don't
think
know.
Maddie's
Just asking.
helping with the graphic design piece. I think it will really just be printing.
Oh, yeah, because the passport's not. It exists out there already.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just, it's a
we
piece of
just need
paper
the
we are
the
putting out.
paper.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
also if we're doing it mid-June technically this year.
Oh, there you go. Thanks. That works.
Also, hopefully, it'll be bringing in money and not.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a lot of thoughts about Arts at the Creek. I wrote them down so I wouldn't lose track. Lots of Arts at the Creek update.
Can you email this to me?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
don't write this down. It's fine.
Okay.
I will email this to you. It's in the drive. Well,
Okay.
actually, it might not be in the home base drive. It's in my drive. We currently have 7 community organizations who will be tabling. So we have Ant Farm, the Oregon Healthcare Insurance Marketplace. The library is gonna be there. Skip a Week Quilt Club will be there. Bee City will be there. International Student Exchange and the MacIver Rangers. So I'm just gonna say OHIM because I'm tired of saying all that. The healthcare people and the Rangers clicked that they wanted to do information and all the other 5 wanted to do some sort of activity. So that's great. We have confirmed the food. We got kettle corn, Walks and Wings, the ice cream people, Bubba Blastic and Christie's so far.
Mhm.
And music. This is the dance people that I wanted to throw in here. We found this enthusiastic, lovely woman, Sarah Sullivan, I believe is her name. And double check her name.
Sounds right.
Sounds right. Okay. Yeah. Sarah Sullivan is starting a line dancing company called Backroad Dance. They just did their first lesson last week and they had like over 20 people came.
Cute.
They're gonna they have a youth dance team and she was all about it. She's like ready to be at every event and do all the things. Cool. So we thought, Mike and I talked about it. We thought about them doing a lesson between like 11:30 and noon to kind of get everybody warmed up and then like a quick performance to kick it off at 12.
Yeah, that's a
And
great
so,
idea.
yeah, so it'll just be like a community class and then the kids will do a little performance. Then did you talk to Rick and Barb?
Oh, I've not heard back yet, but.
Maybe a short Rick and Barb and then
Rick and Barb, transition and then.
Casimir Effect and Ray Gordon
Yeah,
taking off.
letting them stretch out a little bit and have 2-hour sets, 2+hour sets.
Mhm. And I think that the dance folks are really kind of like, they're just trying to make rent. I was like, we don't have a whole lot of money, but I think it would be great if we could kick them some money. Because they're coming and I think it would be great. So I don't know if we want to say, I told them I would talk to all of us before I would say a number because I have no idea what to say. We're giving other performers a lot. Tycho was a big chunk and then Tycho's not coming.
Are
So I'm
we
like-
gonna do mariachi or is that not gonna happen?
There is this, I engineered for this event in Woodburn last year and they had I don't know if it was high school affiliate, but it was a student mariachi band
Mm-hmm.
out of Woodburn and it was smoking. Like it was so good.
Awesome.
So I don't know if you can hire or if it's kind of like
Supposedly, did you see them perform recently?
Paul and I engineered for them. We did a whole weekend for the Taste of Woodburn or whatever. And they came through and they don't even need like a PA.
Can you reach out to them?
Yes, so I just found them on Facebook because I was
Awesome.
thinking about that whole thing. So I would
So
love
we
to.
kind of have that like 12:15 to 1 little space and it's a little smushy since we only have 2 other.
Well, and if
acts.
depending on what, I mean, Rick and Barb are always down and they won't take any money. They returned the check last year. So yeah, we could figure it out. But I think there's probably different size incarnations of the band from Woodburn.
Right, totally.
It could be like 18 kids or it could be like 7 probably.
Right.
So I'll take her around with that. I was thinking about that obviously for Arts in the Park was on the 5th, you know, and I'm like, well, that's
Oh,
probably.
yeah,
that's
they're probably
that's
booked like a
something else
year in
going on.
advance.
Probably has to go on.
And then, so I would say if you can't get in touch with them, contact Ant Farm people about who was in Sandy at their farmer's market doing mariachi. And they had
Okay.
dancers with them as
Oh,
well.
really?
Yeah, young, not young, but girls, probably elementary to high school age dancers. Cause I think that's awesome.
Let's find
It's,
something a little
it would,
different to kick it off.
it would be
and-
different. The energy is super high. It's super fun. You know, it's super like speaks to our area, you know, and then I would see, let's figure out how much money mariachi's costing, and then we could find out how much money we could throw the line
She
dancers.
basically said she would be there anyway, but
Yeah.
that she's trying to make rent. I was
Yeah,
like, we
and
appreciate you.
so-
I want to be able to give them something.
Totally.
Because it's going towards her. And she's just has a lot of enthusiasm about participating in community events and like doing stuff with the youth in our community. And
Totally.
we want to feel that. So
So
yeah, I don't think we're on her schedule. She wanted to come tonight. I missed that email, so that's my bad. I'm sure we'll meet her in person soon.
Awesome.
And so I'm sure she will.
Maybe we can do an
waiting on the
Estacada Create
cost.
stance.
Yeah,
Oh, that would be
absolutely. I
Fantastic.
think she would love to do that.
And I would love to do that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's find out how much we're gonna cost for mariachi and if that's a possibility, and then
That's
be-
Tycho canceling
That
is
is in
disappointing, but
place
it's
of
like a
Tycho.
big,
Yeah, that was like
it's a big
550.
financial. risk.
yeah, and I don't know. I don't think they would be that much though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There also, I know we've had trouble getting responses back from Artback, but when they did the Hispanic Heritage mural, they also had a mariachi band on a trailer. And I don't know who that was.
Okay, great. So yeah, lots of people were looking for like one more food cart, right, Alicia?
Well,
Yeah,
did you
update
talk
on
to
that?
Estacada Youth Cheer about doing their, what was it?
Cicada Youth Cheer.
Yes, it was
Cotton candy?
brought up by someone at the last meeting that
Mentioned that.
Estacada Youth Cheer did cotton candy, and I wrote it down, but I didn't have it as someone I was gonna talk to. I
I
was
think you're on food. That's.
all food because I couldn't get in touch with Boy Scouts. You said
I
you would
sent him an
do that.
email.
I
haven't
couldn't
heard
get in
back.
touch with Trails End, and you said you would do that.
She confirmed that she can be there.
Okay,
She
so
said she responded to you.
no, or no, maybe I'll check a spam. My spam folder is like gross. I
she
don't
said
know
that she
what
responded
someone
and she's
signed me up
happy to
for,
be
but I
there.
don't even
I
go in
haven't
there.
heard from Boy Scouts. I did get an email. Well, we had city community.
Oh,
drowning in
well,
Information.
I did
Um,
I did ask about the wood fire pizza, and that was a no.
Right.
But we don't have another food.
Yes.
That was the issue, right? Especially with the Boy Scouts not getting back
I
to
haven't heard
us.
back from them. No.
And that was the only other, besides Christie's and the wings, that was the only other like substantial food.
Yeah.
So we should figure out who you want me to ask that.
I think you go and just start asking everybody. We're kind of, even
Okay.
now is a little bit late. I just would ask everybody. See if you
Okay.
can ask.
So who
maybe
do I
we talked about,
contact on
like, maybe
Estacada
the-
Youth Cheer? I don't know anyone. My kids are old enough to do that.
So it's Laura Armenta is the she has been the coach for Estacada Youth Cheer. And then her daughter Mackenzie Rains also is one of the coaches for Estacada Youth Cheer.
Can you text me a number and a name?
Yeah,
Sure.
let me I will try to get that information to you ASAP.
That would be great. Laura.
And then you and I
Armenta.
talked about asking that, that one that's down by the rental place, Alicia, that
Oh, Hueso.
Pepe's.
Mhm.
nephew or
Um,
Whatever.
Oh, there's also Pepe's, yeah.
They're worth asking. I mean, I asked them
Okay.
last year
Oh,
and
they're
he was
great.
all excited about it, but they had a wedding that day, so.
Yeah, their
could
their
definitely
food
ask
is
them.
amazing. Okay, so Estacada Youth Cheer and Hueso, I will call.
And they'll probably already have schedules for the summer, so I bet they could tell you pretty quick whether or not they could be there.
And then if not, I think between Wings and Christie's, you know, and it's not like people are held hostage and not allowed to leave and bring food. So it's not like it's a
And my bet is
convention
that,
center where it's like you can't leave and eat and come
and my
back
bet
or
is
buy
that the
something
Boy
somewhere
Scouts
else.
will do it again, because they really enjoyed that. I just haven't heard back from Heath.
Okay.
So, on that note, I did get, there was a piece of communication that City Hall printed out to give to us. It's not on here, it's on the other one about, Elena forwarded it to me, that's right, it's on email. About this Girl Scout troops that was interested in maybe doing a mural somewhere. It's like a way down the line conversation, but on the, I reached out to them just to say like, hey, we had Boy Scouts involved last year. Would Girl Scouts want to do?
Yeah.
something?"
totally.
I didn't even know who to get a hold of before. So they were gonna talk to their troop about it. So maybe to do like a booth, not to do food probably. I suggested maybe an activity because we need lots of activities.
Mhm.
So that could be fun.
Oh, totally.
Um,
Make a badge.
Yeah.
Badge in art.
All sorts of stuff. So, the vendor applications would have been really, I wanted to put them out this week, but then, Elena just emailed all the chairs and we're doing a Zoom meeting / training / like information session about how we can do the applications in a way that is consistent across commissions. There's, especially with some things that happened at Oktoberfest last year, we all want to make sure we're on the same page with what we are and are not saying on applications. We had some wording in our application last year that would not fly, legally speaking.
Oh, interesting.
It was, we had just, I mean, it was in good faith. We just wanted to say like, hey, let's not get political,
Right.
but free speech.
But you can't
You
say
can't
that,
say
yeah.
that.
Totally.
So, I'm gonna hold on that. I think she said that that's next Tuesday, April 9th. And so I will listen to what she has to say there, and then I will post our application. I think our application is fine. It is finished. The flyers are done. We're ready to post it. I just want to make sure. And if we need to add anything, I want to add that and not have to do that, separately.
Yeah.
So what it will be like a call to vendors, and then in the Facebook post itself, there's gonna be a youth one and an adult one. We're just gonna post them together this year. And like we said, we're gonna intersperse the youth and the adults. I'm hoping to get that out. That's what I'm saying. I want to get that out like right after the meeting. I want to like, that should have happened a while ago, but then I wanted to make sure we were all on the same page.
And the food vendors, no
Food
one knows,
vendors are not in this.
Okay,
this is
that's what I
for-
was wondering.
This is for just arts.
because I don't, yeah, I
arts,
haven't given
crafts.
any paperwork to anyone or.
And we're selling it as like, it's arts, it's fine arts and crafts, but it can also be other handcrafted, all handcrafted, hand done. We had like a question from Charlotte, the face painter, about somebody who wanted to maybe, sell some coffee that they were roasting. And I was like, culinary arts. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. As long as it's.
Do they have to have a
hand-done.
certified kitchen to sell it?
I don't think for just the grounds. like
Okay.
for bags of coffee, they should be fine.
Okay.
We were told last year, even with like the food cart people and stuff, that we're just, it's low key if it's an event.
Okay.
Yay, small town.
Well, yeah, because in the farmer's market, I mean, they're selling brownies and baked goods and all that good stuff. And I've never know. I mean, I
We've
buy it
asked-
and I eat it, but
We've asked before
never know
because
if it's-
Ellie wanted to sell baked goods and
Right.
they had said that you don't need a commercial kitchen unless it's.
because it's a farmer's market.
Unless it's
specifically.
something that has to be shelf
Refrigerated.
stable for
Oh.
long periods of time.
Okay.
Or
It's fresh,
refrigerated.
it's fine.
Interesting.
So that's gonna be going out soon. And when that comes out, we will try to share it and spread the word as much as possible to get as many vendors as we can. And then we'll just sort of I'll keep you guys updated as with those applications come in, hopefully. And the last piece is the financial piece, which I really need help with, hence my pile of fundraising letters. I would really love some help spreading the word fundraising wise. I've already secured a $500 donation from PGE, and Oregon Health Insurance Marketplace has given us $1,000 again.
That's great.
So feeling pretty pumped about that. So I mean, as it stands now, I think last year, I think we had another 500 from Eagle Foundry and Paul Strobel. I have sent letters to them already, to Eagle Foundry and to Paul Strobel. I've sent them in the mail. And I think I sent one to like Napa and to Ace, just because I was like, I don't think I'll get to a manager if I just stop by. But I would love it if people could help me with this piece, because it's a lot of just going into businesses and saying, you know, our spiel, we're promoting arts in the community. We would love to have you support. We can feature your sponsorship. The sponsorship levels are on the sheet. It says everything in here. I mean, it has, I'll just give one to everybody so you can take a look at what it is. Thank you. You said you'd do it too, Vince. Watch what you volunteer for.
So I
have a little
do you
list
want us to
of,
specifically call out, like, I'll do,
this is
I can do
exactly
like
what I
Summer
would like.
Broadway. I can do Time Travelers, Mossy Rock, Award Embroidery. Who else is on that block? That's not like
Whitney
the finance
Signs.
office.
Julie
Wh-
Cooper.
I've not gotten good reception. I used to try to get them to do buy ads in the page playbill, and it's whenever I go in, it's like they're too busy and they're just like, oh, just
So Alicia,
leave
can you-
it and we'll get back to you, and then they
I'm
never
gonna
do.
write this down. You said Mossy Rock.
Yeah,
Time
I'll do Mossy
Traveler?
Rock, Time Travelers, Award, Embroidery.
Wednesday's wine.
Wednesday.
They were pretty open to it last year. I
Yes,
think if we
I've-
ask them again, they'll be up for it.
I've gone in there before.
I can take
Proactive.
one to the new gym that's on the backside of Broadway.
Oh,
Yeah.
the tax office with the wooden trains in the,
Oh, his name is Jim. Have a great conversation with him. His whole office is full of high school artists,
Mhm,
local
I
high
know.
school artists. And he was like, I mean, we had like a really lovely conversation. I think if we hit him up earlier, he was on my like last minute, oh God, please help.
yeah, he
he
was our
he's so cool.
page, he was the page
Oh,
guy
really?
that
Aw.
did our taxes, like when I had.
So
to
he's super nice.
just-
He might-
just
So you
incorporate
can
it
do
or
that as
whatever.
well, that one?
Yeah,
I'm just
what's
writing
the
these
name
down.
of it? I never know.
It's Insurance Mart,
Yeah, that's what it is.
and the
Right.
man's name is Jim.
Can I have one for the jujitsu?
Yeah. I mean,
My oldest is a monthly subscriber to the gym. Paris's husband's name is Brian. Instructor.
the jujitsu.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
down.
you wanna take it then?
We're down there 3 days a week.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
you'll
I
be
can
there
go to-
sooner than I.
Paris
am.
is super hyped about local everything, so I'm sure she'd be cool with this.
So I'll do those 6. If that's okay. You want to give me
Yep.
6 little forms?
I strongly recommend, if you guys haven't already done it, Reliance Connects, of course.
Can you pass on there? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got a big up Reliance though, because now they got competition out here, so.
I would do it too. I just don't know anyone. I mean, I could go in and be like Bug Bunny, but
That's literally what I did
are they?
to the entire
Is-
town last year, just like, hey.
Yeah, like I don't know
Yeah.
anyone at Reliance. I know, at least in these businesses, I actually know people.
I can go to Reliance.
About US Bank.
Would you like to do that
I have
one?
a contact there,
Nice.
I think.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fairly locally
Just
minded.
getting these out.
Like all my contacts are like
Who wants to go talk to
bars and
grannies?
boutiques.
Somebody wanna go talk to grannies?
I do
Nice.
games right now.
Are you?
Hmm?
I'll go take it.
Right now.
I was gonna say, you
I-
might have to.
it's a
have to
teenager.
call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eagle
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Furniture,
they are,
The vintage store, the vintage place, antique place,
Wade Creek.
Wade Creek, yeah.
I wouldn't, I don't think we need to go to Wade Creek's not gonna contribute. Financially. They're barely open to.
We're
a
just trying to
conversation
have
right
them
now,
not be
so.
pissed at us. when-
Yeah, yeah, we're just trying to like be friends. We just wanna be friends. I don't think they're gonna be in the place to like financially. The other place that I'm gonna try to talk to, and this is in my, let me put this on here for my own notes. Is I really want to appeal to the Gallany Marble people. Really, I want to sponsor their name and say, can we use your parking lot?
Yes.
Because they are across
Oh,
and down like a
right.
tiny bit. It's a huge lot. And my thought was like, we were talking about it, you and I were talking about it. Talking about like, they might not be comfortable with like the whole community using their lot, but maybe could we say vendors park there? So vendors could go drop off their stuff and then vendor vehicles can be all the way like away. So then the actual parking lot can just be for people that are coming and going. Because we definitely had vendors just like parked in that parking lot all day long.
Yeah.
Cause parking, as we know, we all live here, that our parking is a problem in that area. So I was gonna try to appeal to the gal. I don't know anything about them. I've tried to go by, but I think they're like appointment only kind of people. I need to make phone calls. I would hope so. And I'm like, I'm happy to slap their, like, we'll average, parking is because it's a huge problem.
That could be an
Like,
in-kind
you don't have to give us
contribution.
any money at all. If you
Yeah.
just let us park there,
Yeah,
we would, like, if we could use that and say it's just for vendors, and we could even put a sign there that's like vendor parking only.
mhm.
I just think that could really relieve it. That was one of the complaints that was, I mean, we hear all the time for every event in town is parking is a problem. So that was just every time I drive by it, I'm like, oh, it's a big open space. So I'm gonna try to do that one and see.
I've got State Farm Insurance. I can talk to them.
State
Oh,
Farm?
that's- yeah.
Mhm.
Is that Paul?
Yeah, it's Paul.
I did send him a letter, but it couldn't hurt to
Okay.
follow through in person. And do you know, does your,
That squatters break into my house.
does your development
Sorry.
have a sales office?
I don't know if they have
Can't
anybody
remember
there
anymore.
anymore or not.
Okay.
I think they sold it. I think they've sold the last houses.
Because I think that hitting up, and
It's
I don't,
helpful.
I'm just curious because I think that the developments might be a really great place to like try to sell them on some local love. But I don't know how to get a hold of all of any of them.
What do you mean, like the HOAs or?
No, like the
I can-
people that are developing
I'll
those
see what I can
areas.
find out.
I went
Yeah, that's a,
like Polish Homes
Yeah,
and
try Polish.
it's tax deductible.
right.
I schmoozed one guy last year, but again, it was kind of last minute and it was the one that's like Cascade. I don't know, what is it?
Yeah, Jerry, do you know the name of those guys? Some of the new developers or the most recent developers in town? That seems like the kind of people that we should actively solicit for.
I just feel like if they, it's tax deductible donations, it's local giving, that we might be able to hit them up for something. I
Well,
just don't know how.
and I'm sure that they're in the business of trying to improve their
Mm-hmm.
standing
Exactly.
in town.
I know one of them is Holt Homes. I should know them, but they all run together. So,
And also, if this is not like, can you get that information as the city and give it to us for fundraising reasons? Is that? Okay, cool.
I wonder if Comcast does charitable giving because they owe everybody some.
Gosh, yes.
Oh, yeah. They
About
would
the
probably
same
totally
Funny.
do that.
gardening.
Is there anybody that would be willing to try to chase down a Comcast
No.
letter?
Until they give me new cable.
I know,
Melanie
I'm not
has-
too mad at them.
so Melanie has a contact at Comcast. If somebody want to get a hold of Melanie or Elena, there is a contact for Comcast that could
Great.
probably get us in touch with the right people.
Okay, I will email Melanie and Elena about that. If it's an
I can do
email,
that
I'm
one.
on. Okay. If it's an email.
Because
I'll take
everyone's
it.
had the same experience with Comcast.
I know,
Most
they
of-
owe us, man.
They owe me a rose bush.
Yeah.
So,
A rose bush.
yeah.
What was there? Was another one.
You're not satisfied with Comcast in Portland. and we have-
I'm not even gonna comment on.
Oh,
that
I did
because-
send a letter to the Palish homes because they had a local address. I was like, maybe. I did send them a thing. I,
That you're using letters too.
huh?
It's very.
I'll try to contact them. We have-
I didn't do as many last year. I did a lot of them and that felt demoralizing because nobody responded. And then I had to go around by hand, so I only sent a handful out. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I'll
Dave?
just say, I'll try Palish. I live
Great.
there and I've had a contact with one guy there.
And they do
Good
have,
job, Dave.
they have a local
them better.
address
Thanks, Dave.
of 1290 Northeast Forest Park Street.
Yeah, I know what
You know where that
house is, but I think it's been sold.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Well, they might be getting.
Cedar
it.
Ridge Homes.
Oh, Cedar Ridge.
Cedar Ridge
Yeah.
Homes, I sent an email or I sent a letter to, I mean, I have like an email or an address for them in like Gresham.
Where are they building?
Yeah, that's what I have also.
The Deuce, I bet.
David
Oh, okay.
Gray. I sent, I didn't get anything.
Yeah,
Do you wanna
I
see if
don't,
we can
I
also
don't
maybe
go that
find
way.
email
Kind
addresses
of crazy, like
and like
saw
also
it
do
just-
email?
you see the
Yeah,
whole
just
ridge all of a sudden
like
being
work on
developed
that,
and you're
yeah.
like, oh,
See if I can do on the down
yeah,
low.
Right.
thrill.
Okay. So Deborah is going to look for some email address. And I also had the thought, this is sort of my final thing, I think. Oh, Alex, the one thing I wanted to ask you about too is if there's a way that we can reserve hanging our banner in front of Harvest for the month of July, like we did last year. Do we get dibs before Timber Festival? Okay, I had that.
4th of July parade? Oh,
They're doing it, they would be done.
right. We can go up.
Right.
Yeah,
after
as
the-
soon as that comes down, ours will go up.
Do we want to try and entertain an idea of any presence in the 4th of July parade?
I need to talk to Hannah about, like, we only heard that from Jerry and I have been emailing Hannah about it, so I need to ask.
Okay.
Were we gonna do
Maybe
the
we can-
chalk walk after the parade?
Well, the chalk walk is like
I
a,
mean, not the chalk walk,
like a chalk workshop or something.
You made minutes
Yeah.
really hard, you guys.
chalking in the street.
Right.
General
Because,
discussion of fundraising.
oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Is
I-
it for the minutes? Sorry, Jean.
I think that's something that we can talk about at our next meeting.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
It's okay. It'll be all right.
Easy on Jean this
Um,
time.
The last thing I had about Arts at the Creek, which I kind of wanted to throw out to you guys to see if it was an idea. Depending on if we can get more community organizations to come, having, I mean, we talked about doing tie-dye again. We've ordered a whole bunch of Arts Commission t-shirts and then we were selling them and having people tie-dye them as an activity. But having maybe a booth where we would have an event that we could have volunteers run and ask city commissions if you could like, hey, could you come for an hour? Could you spare a person to come for an hour? Because like, as we know, when we were asked to come to Oktoberfest, we were like, we don't have the volunteer power to do an 8-hour booth. But what if we had a booth set up with art supplies, with an activity there, and then it could be, you know, they could hang a sign and it could be like, this is the Parks and Rec Commission is here for this hour. And then like, maybe Downtown Commission comes for an hour and then together we can put together people that are there.
That's such
So-
a good idea.
Well,
Could-
we were
Was
talking about it, and we are
Oktoberfest
all
one the
so,
pumpkins?
yes.
That was another gift we
Well, we
left.
thought was just sort of this door open to having other commissions participate, but not asking them for like this insane 7-hour commitment.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because that's too much and we
Yeah.
are all spread really thin.
Yeah.
So,
Have a commissions table?
well, that's kind of what I'm
will
thinking, where you like put your
go off
information
to-
there and
yeah,
then there's an
maybe, you
activity
know,
there. And it's
Vincent
run by
comes
different
down for an
commissions.
hour and.
Estacada
Anna comes
City
down for an
Commission
hour and-
information booth.
Right.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
everyone could have their information. We could just ask people for an hour at a time.
That's a good idea.
And then we can fill in if there's hours that people don't do. I just feel like that's an easier ask.
Yeah,
Well,
oh
and
yeah,
then we're
that's much.
also
100% agree.
Putting
yeah.
to action the strategy of trying to help
Good
each other's
people.
effort. I mean, that's.
Well, then we
all
want them to be able to do this. If that's
Exactly.
something we could do,
Exactly.
maybe they could do that at Oktoberfest.
Yep.
Right.
And then we
That's a
could be
great
at
idea.
Oktoberfest.
Mhm.
So this is my new
Also,
Love it.
taking
Yeah.
home a fully wet painted pumpkin at Oktoberfest was
Oh, yeah.
not, also not.
I
ideal.
had one of those too.
Yeah, we left them.
Yeah.
We took them to the car and then I said, what am I doing? And I like put them on the curb and was like, okay, enjoy your,
I just have paint.
Well, and I
all in the
think
back of my
if we-
car.
yeah, I have a white sedan, like, give me a break.
I recently bought a freezer from Lowe's who do a ton of charitable giving, and the manager was like, ask for whatever you want and I'll put you in contact with the right people.
Oh.
So like,
cool.
maybe we could do something that's related
Buttons.
to that. I don't know if they sell buttons. Button making
No, I was just thinking our button maker thing.
Oh, yeah. So but it would be stuff that they would sell at Lowe's that they could give to us. So like if we could come up
Ooh.
with something creative with like, I've done cool activities with like tiles and Sharpies and things like that, where you just like take it home and bake it in your oven and then it's permanent forever, something simple where they would
Wood
be able to be like,
cuttings?
here's some, something.
Like, you know.
I know
Timber
at
like
previous summer
Estacada?
celebrations, the birdhouse kits that they have were a huge hit.
I asked him about the kits and he said the kits are really like what they have left over. They
Oh,
don't donate, we could buy them, but they don't donate like huge pallets of kits or whatever, but they would see whatever they might have left over. So just something out there. And again, not something we have to solve tonight, but just, I wanted to throw out the idea of a commission booth.
Tile ideas, that's a great idea.
I
tile
was looking
and
on Lowe's
pens.
app being like, what do you
Yeah.
sell that I could craft?
A little tile, and then
Garden thing,
they
like,
paint a
there's some
goofy little
garden
tile
stuff
and you
to
put
do.
it in your
What if it
kitchen
was
and
like
you're
a
happy
plant
about
with
that.
seeds or
It's
something?
not like a
Yeah.
pumpkin that's gonna rot in 3 weeks.
You know, we did something like that for a family where they shipped out tiles. You decorated it. They then made them permanent and
Yeah.
put them at either a long table or on a wall, and it's permanently there.
Yeah.
That the children or the youth or adults could decorate a tile for their family about Estacada. And
I
you
love,
could,
we talked about doing something like that as like a permanent art
and
installation.
they would, come-
we'd
yes,
bring-
on a
yeah.
wall or something. And
What about-
it's there
Because we
permanently.
have the like 1% for arts where we could use
Seats?
money to do.
The
Yeah.
concrete.
With the curve. Yeah, that could be cool.
maybe.
Oh,
Like a
the
mosaic.
amphitheater
Right,
seats.
right.
Yeah.
Seats are fairly sterile, the way they sit, you know, and just one side of them even, so that it gives them kind of a little visual effect.
You wouldn't sit on them. It's where you would see the step.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cool idea. That's a great idea.
What tiling? Tiling it?
Yeah, and have
Like a
people, well, and
mosaic,
then, and then you're solving a couple things. People don't have to stick around, you know what I mean? You can have them, you can have it be like, this is
Well, it's like
gonna be
these
representative.
Sharpie tiles,
donation
easy
to
ones that you can go home and like.
Estacada,
bake
Wade
it
Creek
and
Park.
stuff.
Mhm.
Something that we could send like the tie-dye, we send home like a little instruction thing. It's like you do part of it there and then take the rest of it home. So,
Well, and tie-dye is easy too, because you can take it home in a bag.
Yep.
right, it's
Yeah.
easy. I know, moms are all like, what are we taking home here?
Right? Seriously.
So yeah, great. So I'm glad you guys like that idea about doing like a commission info
Yeah.
tables. And then I have dreams of doing some sort of another like big collaborative project, but other things are just down the line. Those are all the official updates that I have.
Cool.
And you're gonna email that to me.
I'm just gonna email this to you. There's been a lot of communication flying back and forth, but I think I updated everybody on pretty much all of it. Sweet. And if there's, yeah. I was just gonna see if I could find the actual communication. I can send that to you too about what the deal is with the Girl Scout troop.
Yes. Hey, Alex, if
Okay.
I'm vice chair, do I get an email address? Oh,
Can I give her access to the Arts Commission email though? That might be helpful.
yeah, because when things get lost in my inbox at my house, which is why I
If
don't
we could at least
respond to
get
your
you
emails.
access to this like shared
Yeah,
email.
that would be great.
it's super
Then you
helpful.
don't have to email it to me. And if I get lost, I can just open and look.
Great.
Cool.
All right, so phew, Arts at the Creek. A lot of action is gonna happen rapidly, so please let me know if you hear back from anybody about fundraising and ensure that if we do get a donation from them, we can provide receipts. City Hall can help provide receipts for donations. And then after the fact, we can make sure that we have like logo information to make sure we're prepared to do sponsorship stuff.
So when we're dropping these off and talking to people, and I get oh yeah, I'll do a $200 one. What information do I get from them besides?
I mean, we don't have any. We need them to, the information is in there, what they need to do.
Okay,
And then the important thing is that we're trying to get any donations in by June 1st so that we can order our t-shirts and do all of our promotional materials. I put that in there as June 1st, thinking that we're also gonna maybe put some of that information on the summer passport.
right.
So we want that information as soon as possible. So I mean, if you guys could keep track of who you ask and then, follow up in a couple weeks, that would be great.
Okay. Oh, right.
and
If
I'll
you would
do my
like to
best
send
to
a
do mine.
donation, make it out to, okay.
Alex, is the website set up still for Arts at the Creek for online donations and vendor payments?
Oh. forgot that did
'Cause
that
we
last
could-
year.
Would you want to put that information in here as
It might have to
well?
be an added thing. I forgot that we did that last year.
We have a Venmo page,
We had a button.
because, I mean, this is how the new school kids work, like, it's my birthday, here's my Venmo, and they just put a reel of it, you know what I mean? And then they get 40 people that they know to send them $10, and all of a sudden they're fine dining and going out for drinks, you know what I mean? So, I mean,
Should I be doing that?
seriously, there's a couple kids that work for me that
That's
like,
wild.
it's my
Yeah.
birthday, send me money, and I'm like,
It doesn't look like the button is there anymore.
so, if we could do $5,
But I do
$10 progressive. or-
So new to that, and they got like $300 because people are just like, here's $2. It's
Right.
easy, it,
Well, and if we could just blanket that as, and even
Huh?
pull,
it takes a second.
Right.
Yeah.
pull $500 off that for fundraising.
So there is a way to do it online.
Okay,
So I'm thinking maybe I need to make
a new flyer.
Do they have to contact you guys when they?
this says, if you go to if it's City of Estacada website, you go to pay my bill.
Oh,
There's,
okay. No, I'm just saying, when for vendors, I guess, what does the flyer say, like, for?
the flyer just says,
If you'd like to send a donation by check and it's got.
That's all we
Who
have.
to make it out to and the
but if we
City
need, I mean, I
Estacada.
could make an additional thing.
If
that's
you have
like,
any
you'd like
further
to make a-
questions,
Could-
email Jesse.
There be two payment drop downs, Art at the Creek vendors and Arts at the Creek donations. Okay,
Okay, so I will make I feel like I would need a step-by-step way to hand it to them. Like, if you're gonna do it, this is how you do it. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I would think so.
I would need that.
Yeah.
I just needed that.
So do you
okay.
want to make an extra thing and I can pick them up from you when we trade?
Make instructions on how to pay online. Pay or donate online.
and could we just do a QR code to go right to that page? To the other payments page? Maybe? I mean,
To this page?
yeah.
Yeah, because when I begged for money
Maddie
for
sent me a thing about
page,
how to make a
I just had people write me a check right then. So I'd walk out,
Mhm.
and then be like, here are all my little
Um,
checks.
I'll try,
So
I'll
if we're
maybe
not
make
doing
a little
that-
one pager.
Yeah,
And then I'll try the QR code thing, because if it's a QR code, then we could just really easily like attach it to the top of this.
yeah, just staple.
Be
it.
like, or.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay online using this.
You can print on the labels and just stick it on.
There's graffiti it all over. Not really, not really.
I'm gonna, I probably
Calm
won't
down.
get to do that until the weekend.
Okay, how about this? Well, I'm not gonna be able to do anything by the weekend either.
So-
We have weekend guests coming and I'm working at the school because it's.
I
the
just
book
like, I
fair
can't
week.
get anything printed from City Hall and on Fridays, and so it's either I have it done by tomorrow or I wait till Monday.
Monday's good.
So it's gonna have to be a Monday.
Monday's
Okay,
If you put it online, could you just email it to us and we can print
Yes.
our own copies at home?
I'd be happy to email it. And also what I could probably do is, would it be possible for if I had had a bunch of them printed and then people could just come by. So I don't have to coordinate.
Yeah.
And that way you guys could just swing by and get it from Alex maybe on Monday.
Perfect. Yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
no problem.
middleman removed.
Awesome.
Okay, it is 8:01, guys. It's a lot of conversation. Do we have anything else that needs to be talked about tonight? Sorry for going on about that. That was a lot.
I just want to add that I'd like to go back to doing the community updates and arts opportunities.
Yeah,
at
we
the
usually
end.
do. We just didn't get to it tonight. sorry.
It's been a few months. But the Spiral Gallery is doing like miniatures.
Oh, cool.
Or well, no, I mean, I don't know that they're like dollhouse furniture.
Tiny
but they're,
art
like,
show.
Tiny art
Tiny
shows.
art?
Yes.
Oh,
And it opens Friday, and so you should go, and they're gonna have music, and I'm not sure who, but it's like go
First Friday.
5:30 or something. I don't know what's online. I don't know.
Super cool.
I think
Like tiny,
Like
Tiny art
like
stuff.
tiny art
miniatures.
miniatures.
I
So
love
I
things
don't
that
think
are-
it's like
that's very
tiny,
cool.
tiny, but
I do.
I don't know, maybe it is.
It's a visual art form of haiku.
Good one, Dave.
I love it.
And that
Alright.
might also be a night to cultivate a inn to hit up for a donation.
Also, the high school play is coming up on the 10th, 11th and 12th of this month.
What
So
are they
they
doing?
always do an excellent job.
Is that the play that goes wrong?
Yes, that is this.
yeah, I keep
this
thinking about
Thursday.
I've seen the version of that. It's really funny.
What are they doing? Sorry.
The play that goes
Play
wrong.
that goes wrong.
Okay.
My 10-year-old has been obsessed with the backwards G for like a month.
It's real eye catching.
It's very, yes.
All right. Well, go team. That was a lot tonight. And thank you. No more.
I don't know if I need this on city time or if we can wait, but I still need this.
We can next time. All right.
8:03.
8:03. Sorry for being so late. Yeah. Vince, I think I don't have an accurate
Are we giving
email.
this to?
I don't think I have an accurate email. My
Pass
email's
it.
bounced back.
Secretary.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Email.
Hey, I'm
Good night,
secretary.
Write it down.
Pass it into the secretary.
Yeah.
That's what it,
Better,
If
bud.
If
it's
it's signed, I'll be
If you
good.
sign
to
the
keep.
thing, give it to me.
I'll be
Thank
good
you.
cheat.
Oh.